Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, we're going to react to 10 American things a Brit can no longer live without. So this is from Lost in the Pond, Brit who moved to America about 10, I think, years ago. So he's been in America for a long time now. So, you know, in living in America, there's going to be things that you get there that you can't get here, and vice versa, or maybe they're sort of really hard to find. But because the countries are so similar in a lot of ways, like I'm quite interested to find out what exactly he can get there that he can't over here. I'm trying to think, but I can't really think of any.
I mean, I can't really wait that long. I'm starving. Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond. And one of those memos pertains to things and stuff, specifically American things and stuff that I can no longer live without. Those of you who've been subscribed to this channel for the last few months will know that I've already done 2 videos with this title, and that unlike the Gremlins franchise, this one gets a part 3. Conversely, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, do that now.
Let's go. In
the meantime, you know the drill. I'm going to walk you through 6 American things that have become so ingrained in my life, they are my life. Today, I did something that I haven't done since 1998, and that is look at my calendar. And I was surprised to see that it's been 2 years this week since I, Lawrence Brown, became a United States citizen. And I'm here to tell you today that I can no longer live without that very citizenship. And you might be thinking, Lawrence, you lived in America for 4...
What can you do with a citizenship that you can't do by having like a green card? Or, you know, just the right to work in America? Like, what are the differences?
14 years without being a citizen. What are you talking about? Well, there's a certain truth to the notion that once you pass certain milestones in life, whatever it might be, there's no going back from that. The day I got it in a mass ceremony here in Chicago, I felt proud to be an American, just like I did when I watched the film Air Force One for the first time. And I still feel that. There's a massive difference, I think, in the psychological feeling that you carry around with you between when you're merely a resident and when you're a citizen. As soon as you become a citizen, you feel like you 100% belong to this country instead of 95%, which is how I felt before. But on top of that, you have all manner of new things that you can do. Number 1, I don't have to go into a separate queue at the airport to my American wife. Number 2, I can now legally vote on US elections.
Oh, right. So if you're okay, so you have to be a citizen to vote in elections. Okay.
3, I can do jury duty, which inevitably will happen now that I've announced that to thousands of people. And number 4, it's legally much harder for me to be kicked out of the country, which, if you've seen my early videos, is a remote possibility.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are terrible.
Anyway, one British thing that I can no longer live without is the British TV show All Creatures Great and Small. So how does somebody like me consume the UK's Channel 5 while in America?
Well, I've got
VPN.
4 words for you. NordVPN.
Very slick. Plaid shirts.
Recently, some of you have commented, "Ooh, Lawrence, you are wearing snazzy shirts these days." And you're wrong. I am wearing one snazzy new shirt that Tara bought for me because I happen to say that I sort of like the look that fellow YouTube sensation Evan Edinger was going for in our collab video. Basically, I think she thinks that I want to be more like him. But now that I've put it on, I really like it. I'm sold. I'm a convert.
Yeah, you don't really see British people wear plaid. Like, it's not really... Like, I'm trying to think of the last time I saw somebody wear a plaid shirt. And it's years ago. Over here, I mean.
To the American plaid shirt. Now, you might be thinking, plaid isn't uniquely American. In fact, plaid originated in Scotland. Yeah. I know that, but I'm not wearing a kilt today. I'm wearing a plaid shirt, which to me is very synonymous with American autumn and the grunge movement. What I'm saying is, I am Kurt Cobain with just the wrong accent and hair and musical ability. The only problem with this shirt is that it's from the discount rack, and I don't usually have an issue with that, but I do take issue when it's ripped on both elbows. I see this as an excuse to get more of these and ask you, is it permissible to wear these in the winter?
Hopefully he didn't get them like that at the store. Like they came with the 2 massive holes.
Well as the autumn, because as we know, winter is fast approaching, which brings us on to this.
Right.
When British people, like me, move to the United States and they experience for the first time an American Christmas, they find it hard to accept the fact that many of the British Christmas traditions don't exist here. I'm talking about pulling crackers, wearing stupid paper hats, eating Christmas pudding, eating mince pies, and slightly overdoing it on the advert car. And because of this, while you're celebrating Christmas with your American family or friends, it can almost feel like there's something big missing. But the longer that I've lived here, the more I start getting excited about the countdown to Christmas, because I think over time you do something enough and with the right attitude, you suddenly start embracing it for the things that it does do rather than things it doesn't. So for instance, I love the night before Christmas where we go driving around to look at all of the really excessive Christmas lights, because it's just not something we tend to see in Britain on this level.
Although it's starting to happen now, like there's an area near my family's house where they really go like all out, like with the Christmas lights, like completely covered. It looks so cool. Next Christmas, I'll make a video of it and I'll put it on the channel.
I lived in Britain. It was very novel.
Do you cover your house with Christmas lights? I'm going to start doing it. It just adds to the Christmassy vibe, eh?
To receive news reports or videos from the United States of, oh, look at what this wacky family did in Wisconsin. They put up so many lights that they accidentally set their house on fire. And America might not do mince pies, but as I pointed out in the Thanksgiving video, it does many other pies. Plus, you can get mince pies from World Market, so we are taken care of in that respect. Furthermore, there's a different selection of Christmas songs here to be utterly annoyed by. And I'm not going to list those off now because I did that in a video last year. Check it out. The point is, Christmas here, along with the holiday season in general, which includes Thanksgiving, Halloween, Labor Day, I mean, these are my parameters. It's just an altogether different experience to what I had in Britain. And it's like bacon. I love the British version and I love the American version. And I believe I can live without neither. So why should you? But anyway, speaking of food, cue up the next entry. Or should that be entree?
Next year, I think I'm going to try and do Christmas in America. Maybe New York, so I can go see the big Christmas tree in, is it Madison Square Garden they put it at? Or just anywhere. It doesn't have to be New York. I just want to experience what it's like, you know. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make that happen.
I have a bit of a problem here. I can't stop eating string cheese. It's just become a big thing, an addiction, one might say, in recent weeks. Because the thing is, they're such an easy snack. Now, string cheese, especially in the mozzarella variety, can be found in other countries. They just don't usually look like a hot dog covered in cream. And that's what we have here in America, because these things, they almost look like cheese sticks that are very common here in the Midwest, just without the crumbs around it. And so, in a way, I convinced myself, because it's not fried like a cheese stick, that it's healthy for me. And that I could just eat 100 of these every day. I don't eat 100. Don't get carried away. It's more like 50. But still, it's too much cheese for anyone to have. And I am very concerned that I may end up turning into a big...
I love how he's not even peeling the strings off. He's just like, yum. I used to eat these so much as a kid. Like they would, yeah, they're called cheese strings. The actual brand, but they were more orange. Have you seen those?
Big piece of stretchy cheese myself, if I keep going. But I just can't help it, because that's the thing about the Midwest. It's not just these, it's not just cheese sticks, it's cheese curds, it's cheese balls, it's cheese pizza. So you can't avoid it. And I feel like it's better just to give in. Give in to cheese. Yeah, I think I need to go and get some exercise.
Man, I love cheese. I love cheese.
And when I first moved here, that exercise probably wouldn't have taken place outside at this time of year. And that's not just because my nose hairs used to freeze, it's also because my feet did. I'd just been so used to winters in Britain where you could more or less get away with wearing tennis shoes unless it was icy out, and a good pair of socks, and you'd be all right. So that instinct kicked in for the first few years of living in the US until I realized that everybody else was wearing winter hiking boots. Now, we have hiking boots in Britain, but
you don't really see them.
We usually wear them to go hiking. After all, we are a nation of hikers. But in America, you might do that, but you might also put them on to go for a leisurely stroll down the street with your dog.
Interesting. Yeah, here you would only really wear hiking boots if you are hiking, like Lawrence said, or if you work maybe like a construction type job, but those are more steel toe cap boots, so they're not really hiking boots.
dog who's trying to destroy your gloves. And to that extent, they have become a crucial piece of footwear while living in the Midwest. Because with these, your feet stay absolutely warm. Whether you're wearing thick socks, thin socks, or no socks, as I did on one occasion. It took me 2 hours to clean out the smell. The point is, so long as you've got the right winter clothes, what are you doing? So long as you've got the right winter clothes, you can just about get through a Midwestern winter. I just wish that somebody had told me that
look at the
before
amount
I
of
spent a whole
snow.
season scraping ice off my car. And speaking of which...
Double wide garage.
I never have to worry about that now, because I have a garage. And not just any garage, but a very American double wide garage. Does that make me sound like I'm out of touch? Those of you who were subscribed to me just after I got my US citizenship will know that I moved into this house at that time. And as somebody who rented for 14 years living in this country, I never got to know the joys of having my own garage. And since I made the first part in this series, I've only gotten to know those joys even more. Because remember when I showed you the mudroom and how it had become a kind of catch-all space for all of the recycling that I'd accrued? My wife wasn't particularly happy with that situation.
Like here, you don't get double wide garages. Like you'll be lucky to have a single garage, like enough for one car. Most people park on the street outside their house or like in the driveway if they've got like a decent sized house.
Plus, a squirrel had gotten in and left a lot of poo. So she wanted me to get rid of all of the cardboard, except one problem still remained. I had so much of it from all of the stuff that sponsors had sent us, and just from generally being a YouTube sensation, that it still wouldn't all fit in the recycling bin the first time around. So for now, I've moved it into here, and I will definitely be on top of it and get rid of it piece by piece whenever there is space in the recycling. But you'll notice that it's all shoved off to the side so that we have room in the other half of the garage for the car. To reiterate, this wouldn't have been possible in the garage that I grew up with in England, because like many British garages, or garages, as some British people might say, or garages, as Americans might say.
Yeah, we say garage. I'd say garage. Yeah, garage.
There was only room for one car instead of one car and lots of trash. And it's just dawned on me, actually, that because it's about to be Christmas, the recycling is going to be through the roof.
Yeah.
Maybe literally, which would provide easy access for squirrels. Here's what...
I'd say that everything aside from the US citizenship, you can get here in the UK, but they just aren't seen as like normal. So like having a double wide garage is something that you'd only have if you have a really, really big house. Like, because usually that space would be used for a bedroom, because houses here are just so much smaller than they are in America on average. So yeah, like you would use that for a bedroom, and usually it's like a single garage, single spaced or single wide garage. Cheese strings, I used to eat them a lot as a kid. Different color though, but that I think was a mozzarella stick cheese string, the one that Lawrence had, whereas I would get the cheddar ones. What else was there? I think the American Christmas for sure. Like it's just, although I do think like regarding the lights and things like that, it's becoming more similar. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.